early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Throw him in the longboat till he's sober, put him in the longboat till he's sober, put him in the longboat till he's sober early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him, put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him, put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Time to the taffel wrench's yard arm under, time to the taffel wrench's yard arm under, time to the taffel wrench's yard arm under early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Well, what shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning? Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Throw him in the longboat till he's sober, put him in the longboat till he's sober, put him in the longboat till he's sober early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him, put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him, put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Time to the taffel wrench's yard arm under, time to the taffel wrench's yard arm under, time to the taffel wrench's yard arm under early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Well, what shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do?
Okay, guys, what's up? What's up? Thanks for tuning in with me, Rogue FPV. We are here live streaming with my good buddy Ralph Nieto, RAF FPV. What's up, my man? Welcome to the stream.
Hey, what's up? Hey, I'm just happened to notice that I'm watching the stream. I don't see anything on it.
You should. It should.
Oh, there.
There's
Okay.
there will be a little delay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My bad. My bad.
We are cooking with gas this time. If you guys don't know, anybody out there, we tried to do this stream last week, and I had everything set up. We ran for like almost an hour and a half, and the stream did not auto start, and I didn't think to check it.
That was rad.
I knew something
Not
was
really,
up.
but
I had a feeling. So I said, "Man, there's nobody is chatting. Nobody is writing any comments or anything. Something's got to be wrong." But nobody's calling me, so it's probably okay. Larsko in the chat. What's up, my dude? What's happening, my brother? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so now we see everything is working. We got someone in the chat writing in. So I see, okay, everything is working.
Woo-hoo! Well, we have person. Woo-hoo!
Yeah, right. Yeah, nice. So Raf, my man. I'm gonna start before we ask you, where you're from, this, that. I have some surprise, serious questions. Break the ice, type of question. Do you like chocolate?
Fairly, but yeah, I like chocolate. Yeah.
Okay, I like chocolate too. That's great. We're off to a good start.
Okay.
How about the color? How about the color blue?
Yeah, I like blue. Yeah.
Okay, 2 for 2. Let's be best friends. Remember, like when you were a little kid on the playground, it was like you only needed to have like one thing in common. When you're, oh, you like Spider-Man?
Exactly.
I do too. Let's have a sleepover.
Yeah, next thing you know. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So okay, we got the tension breakers out of the way. Just for everybody out there that does not know you, where do you fly out of? Where are you from?
I hail in Texas, Bryan, Texas, Bryan College Station. We're known as the Twin Cities because when you're going from one city, basically you just cross a street, and once you cross it, you're in the next town. Weird, but whatever. I guess. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're not super unique. I'm pretty sure there are places that are like that too. But if you ever heard of Texas A&M, home of the Fighting Aggies, that's College Station. That's where Aggie land. So that's where I'm at.
Nice. Okay. Closest big city to you. Closest major city. Houston, Dallas, big city San Antonio.
Well, actually, it's kind of weird because I'm kind of in between Houston and Austin.
Okay.
Not dead smack in the middle, but fairly like it's if you were to take a straight shot, it would be just a little altar. We're kind of right there. So I think it's like a 2-hour drive to Houston, about hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours to Austin. We're basically in the center. Yeah.
Okay. So you could go either way. That's not bad. You got options. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
We got options. Yeah.
So let me ask you, man, how long have you been flying FPV, and what got you into FPV?
So I was actually looking this up a little while back because I have some stuff I haven't posted, like some really, really old stuff. So I came across one, I think it was like in 2016 was the date in the file. So I've been flying since 2016 in some form or fashion. I think at that point it was just a simple like plastic, we bought off the shelf camera kind of drone, like 720, and even that it's probably like more like 480. Real shaky, wobbly, horrible camera, but whatever, dude. We're taking pictures and video with this. It was cool. It was me and my son. And basically, like he wanted toy drones. We ended up going through all that toy drone route. And at the time, I really didn't think it was anything for me. It was just more like, yeah, he's into drones, whatever, cool, like the plastic toy ones.
Just trying to be supportive.
One day, just trying to support. Like, yeah, we get you some toys. Cool. Yeah, you want a drone? Yeah, let's get a drone. Yeah, cool. And flew it. And at first, it was weird because like I was the typical like didn't understand it. Like, ooh, technology, get away from me. Remember having flyaways, but at the same time, I didn't like understand the range of like off the shelf kind of stuff. It's not really great at all. So you're going to be chasing it a lot. That's gonna be part of the game if you go that route.
You get a little range, but you'll see it drop out of the sky for sure.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
You'll
Yeah. This particular one wasn't dropping. It was like it would just keep. It was like get stuck and just kind of keep on hovering and like, whoa, what's going on here? And you try and give it input and it won't do anything. Um, so we went through that stuff, and then at some point I caught a video. Well, actually, before that, I bought like a Hubsan 501S. I think is what it was. It was more of like a high flying. It had a better camera, but still the same basic idea. At least I could fly 18 minutes, fly a little further than 30 feet, whatever. Did some modding on that thing. I took it like a 3/4 of a mile out one time and brought it back. That was kind of scary because the whole idea if something were to happen, all I have is just the last known GPS coordinates on my radio, and let's see if we can find it. But luckily, none of it, I never experienced that. Thank goodness. I've only did 2 long, if I can even call that a long distance flight. For me, that's long distance. I've only done 2 of those. And I was like, after the second one, I was like, nah, it's all right. That's long distance is not for me. Long range it's cool and I mean it's beautiful. I don't want to mess with it.
Long range is a different kind of stress,
Mhm.
because you think,
Mhm.
at least me, I think like, oh, I'm just standing there, I'm not doing tricks, there's nothing to hit, but for 10 minutes, you're thinking of every possible iteration of everything that can go wrong while you're flying just in the easiest straight line, but you're a mile and a
Right.
half, 2 miles out. And the only thoughts that are going through your mind are, what if I lose a motor? What if my prop, explode? What if I lose a cell?
Right.
What if I get attacked by a hawk? What if, what if I just freaking enjoy myself, for 5 minutes as I fly back, but we don't think enjoy, it's a different type of stress
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah. So, I'm not. I mean, at some point, maybe in the future, I'll try it again. But at that point in time, I was like, yeah, it's cool, but no, I don't want to mess with it. If we were to come down, I want to be able to find it. Be able to at least see what tree it's in. That kind of scenario. Not like, okay, so what? Where the hell is it at again? Anyway, so we went to that route. Ended up watching the same video a lot of people saw. These 2 French guys flying in the woods. And I remember when it popped up in my little feed of thumbnails is like FPV drone racing. I was like, what the hell's drone racing? So I clicked on it and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. And then went through the whoop stage before I really settled into a 5-inch. Then start doing some acrobatic crap. And I flew in stable mode for the longest. And I kind of wish I hadn't just because to me, it's kind of like similar to skating. Learn how to do a trick and a crack, and there's nothing wrong with it. But what I learned later on in the skateboarding time I had, it seemed to be better just to go ahead and learn it rolling than try to learn it standing still. So that way you just avoid having to learn how to do it twice.
Yeah, you're gonna get
Save
hurt.
some time.
You're gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
once you get
It's
okay
part of
with
it.
that, once you're okay with
So
falling down, you're gonna start picking up tricks. And drones are the same.
mhm.
You're gonna crash.
Yeah,
You're gonna break stuff.
exactly.
Once you get
Yeah,
mentally
you're
over
gonna
that
break stuff.
hurdle, then you can have a lot of fun. Because you're not just fixated on
Exact.
that.
Yeah, same thing. I think we all experienced that. It took me the longest to get over that barrier, and once I did, I was like, whatever, dude. I got start thinking a little smarter and because certain frames I was getting spare parts for, but I shouldn't have been getting, especially if it's like a plastic based frame. I shouldn't be trying to get extra parts for that. But in the beginning, you learn. You gotta go through the bumps in the road and figure out,
Well, you don't know.
that's
Are
worth
you gonna
keeping.
stick with it? Are
Yeah,
are you
yeah,
gonna get
exactly,
tired
yeah,
of it? And is it really
yeah,
worth it spending double or triple? To get, is it gonna
right,
really be better? And then you realize oh, it is. It's like spitting in my hand
yeah,
better.
exactly, right.
Should have done that. Long time ago. Uh oh. We lost Raph. We lost Raph. He's gonna jump back in here. I know he's got everybody at home right now in Texas is getting home from work and they're jumping on the Netflix trying to stream some movies, so his internet connection is a little bit spotty. He'll be back on, but until he jumps back in, let's go and check out one of Raf's videos. This is skate style FPV. I hear Raf coming back in now. We should see him shortly. Raf has a very, very unique style of flying. He's like a street skater. Treated that shade canopy like a pyramid box. That was pretty sick. Ooh, tight gap right there. Nice. That was Raf. Okay, so we don't have Raf. I thought we had him back in the stream, but he is not back yet. Let's check out Skate Style FPV round 2. For real, dude, this guy flies like Rodney Mullen or like Daewon Song. What do we got? Ooh, skid. What? Ollie? Manual pad skid with a 180 and a 360 out. Ooh, that was nice. That was nice. We still don't have Raf back in here, but I know he'll be back in any second. What's up, Damiano in the chat? What's up, my guy? Thanks for tuning in. Good to have you. Good to have you here. We're still waiting for Raf to get back in, but while we wait for him, let's check out. Oh, there he is. I hear him. I hear him. We're about to see him. We're about to see him. I had him. I don't know. Let's keep our fingers crossed. No, nah, okay. Fuck. You know, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with Ralph? You know. Let's check out Water Tower Dive and see if we get him back. Ding. Yeah, buddy. Yo, Operation Ivy. Nice. You guys don't know, but Ralph and I challenge each other with extreme perches. That's how we started talking to each other, and we became friends. We started, you know, just like, hey, I like that perch you did. I one-upped you. Check this out. What do you think of it? You know, and then he'd do one, and I would do another one, and you know, that we go back and forth like that. So every once in a while, it's like we'll come up with something, you know, that outdid the other guy, and we're like, hey, check out this perch. Check out where I stuck this one. Look, I put it in a barn, you know, and then he gets me back. He's like, hey, I perched in a tree like a bird, you know. We still don't have Ralph back, but while we wait, let's check out Bryan, Texas, 2022 Christmas Cinematic. This is from last year. That's cool, man. Chestnuts roasting. When I was young, I was not really into the holidays at all. But now that I'm a lot older, I'm still not really into the holidays, but I like to see things that are decorated. I can appreciate the work and the time and the effort and you know, the visual beauty that comes from all that. And folks dressed up like Eskimos. Dude, how cool is that? Nice and smooth around the tree, around the star. This was a very well thought out line. Very well thought out shot. Tiny tots with their eyes all in the dark too on analog. I don't know. I know a lot of you guys have flown analog and still fly analog. You know how hard it is to fly around a corner of a building in the dark. So props right there, and my guy is keeping it smooth the whole time.
Lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna sigh to see if reindeer really know how to fly.
Yeah, this was a very well thought out flight line and flight path. Very nice edit. None of the colors are blown out, you know. This is very well produced. I would really like to see Raph do some more stuff like this in the mix.
All right, can you hear me?
Oh, I gotcha. I hear you now.
You got me? Okay.
I
How
hear
do I
Ralph.
sound? Do I sound choppy?
No, Ralph, you sound good. We should see you.
Okay, I think I may have alleviated the problem. It took me longer. I actually turned off my phone. I'm like, oh god. Okay, it's gonna take a minute. Anyway, so where were we?
Let's go. I gotta transition back over here. Let's wipe left. And just give me one quick second. I gotta put you back. I have to copy your link back so we get your video in the stream. While I do that, let me segue. While I do that, why don't you tell everybody out there what FPV means to you? And before you do that, I'll let you know while you were gone, Damiano Air said, "What's up?" in the chat. He said, "Yo, yo."
Hey.
Let me go ahead and get your link. And yeah. Why don't you let everybody know? You told us what got you started into FPV and how long you've been flying. But yeah, why don't you tell us what FPV means to you personally? You know, is it just about getting away from the old lady? You know, is it about blowing off steam? Is it about, you know, having some meditation time? You know, what is it about? Besting a challenge? You know, what to you? What is FPV?
Let's see here. Maybe a little complicated.
It's always complicated.
It's definitely it's definitely a meditation. I definitely get that meditation from it. It's kind of like with skating. Skateboarding was a big part of my life. I did that for like 16 years. 13, like 31, 30, early 30-ish, somewhere around there. 13 to 30-ish. So I relate a lot to skateboarding. Is how I am. So what I got from FPV, I had with skateboarding, and so it was like this newfound magic in a different form. It's funny because I've been talking to somebody about spirituality stuff, reincarnation. So now I kind of do this talk of reincarnation in a way of like taking all the feelings and things like that from skateboarding, but put them in a different vessel and continuing and seeing where that goes and how you can drive that. But yeah, meditation, escape, definitely a self-expression, a voice. I tend to lie like don't really think at all. I'm just in the moment and just reacting. And there's some like, okay, well, if I do this, maybe I can go over here and try to link together like skating. But
you know,
it's just a simple thing.
You know, and I touched on it while I was watching some of your videos with the guys out there, you know, online while you were gone. You have a very unique style of flying, and it's almost like you're not flying, you're skating. You know, you're skating your drone. You fly, you fly like Rodney Mullen. Like I was just watching your cinematic, you know, 2002 cinematic video while we were waiting for you, and I was like, man, this is so smooth. The lines are so planned out well, you know, and like everything. Like I want to see more cinematic stuff from Ralph, but at the same time, like when you freestyle, you have a very unique street style of flying, you know, like what I call skate style is the way that you fly, you know, and
exactly.
A lot of us that come from a skateboarding background, we see things and we're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fly over, I'm gonna kick flip over that, I'm gonna heel flip, I'm gonna do a varial, you know, as I go over the bush. But you kind of take it to another level, you know, because like I know I grew up skateboarding, and when I fly around, I'm thinking about carving, and I'm almost thinking about surfing or hitting banks, you know, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna go over that, that gap, and I'm gonna kickflip, and I'm gonna split S. But like you freaking nose grind rails, you know, like you do, you know, like you take it on another level, you know, like there's probably 1,000 of us that wall ride, you know, but it's like you're trying to, you know, I don't want to give away any secrets, but you're trying to do a wall stall with a drone.
Basically.
Like a wall ride.
I want to learn. Yeah, I want to learn something like that. I mean, there's just one. I want to learn how to teeter. If I can just teeter on a corner, like something low, low teeter. If I can get that teeter, I swear, I'm going to learn how to do a ledge and rock and roll fake my shit. I really think you could be. And
it's just about momentum.
And that's the thing. Like
it's the whole momentum. Yeah. Center of gravity.
Yeah. And the whole skate style thing, that honestly that comes from me being just stubborn and so much in love with skateboarding that I just can't let it go. So I gotta find a vehicle that I don't care. I want to see if I can skate it somehow. It just came to me. It's what's amazing. Once you try that one little thing and it works, you're kind of like start like what else works? You know,
it opens up
possibilities.
You know, because.
You
never thought there was a world there, and then you had the kid. You opened the door and you said, "Oh my God!" You know, if I can do that,
it's contrary to what. It's contrary to what you really want to be doing when you're flying. You don't really want to be up on stuff. You know. You have this bombs and taps, but you're not trying to do that like as a normal like.
Yeah,
like, this is what I do. Like, I'm on the ground. I'm skidding around on rails. I'm not. I mean, I do split S's, and I'm not saying that I don't do my videos. Of course, I'm doing normal for the most part. You know, freestyle flying. But then you're starting to see like I'm presenting this other idea, and I'm really excited about it. Because this is really cool because. I'm going to say that the curve thing that I posted here recently, that my latest little clip. Yeah, I got that pop. I think it took me like 20 tries. But when I got that little pop up on it, I was like, oh my God, this works out. Okay. We can do so many variations with this now. I just got there and play with it and start figuring it out. Yeah. So, yeah, it's I don't know. At the same time, back in skating, I would come up with because I got to the point where I don't want to say bored, but I was moving on from street skating, and I've always enjoyed freestyle, but I never really messed with it. So I figured I'd dabble a little bit with it and try to make it in the street stuff a little bit. And so ever since the 2020 Hawk game came out, and the ridiculous 1,600 combos, I was like, well, can I even do a three-trick combo? I've never tried a three-trick combo. Messing around with that. And right before it was time to go say, all right, let's step back now. I ended up getting like a four-trick combo with a variation of it. And that blew my mind. Dude, this stuff is actually possible. I never thought I could really do a four-trick combo. Come on. So just the whole like seeing it how you can do something. I'm just exciting and like I can make a list now. Like as I'm being conscious of it, it's like because normally I don't make lists. Now I'm stop. You just have to put that in your notepad right now. I mean, if it's a bad idea, we'll figure that out. But at least you put it down.
Yep, I'm at that
age. Before I forget, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole street skate style, I love that term. That's exactly what it is. I mean, it's you're skateboarding with your own. I mean, Bob Bryan's talking about skateboarding in the air. Well, let's try actually skateboarding with it. I mean, I know you can't do everything, of course. I mean, there's just the limitations, but let's put an effort at it. Let's see what can happen. If it's worth time, all right. Not move on.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I like it. It's fun.
You're doing rail slides, nose grinds, you know what I mean? Nada spins, you know, like what can you do?
My favorite now is the
can't do with a drone. You know, that's, and I know that's, without giving away too many secrets, I know that's the next trick on the list is the one trick that you think is impossible to do with a drone. You know, you give it enough time, you can learn how to do a rock and roll. But I know the next one that you're working on is the one thing that if you asked anybody that was into skateboarding and you said, look, you see me fly around, you've seen other people, you know, fly drones. What's the one skateboarding trick you think you could never do with a drone? And that, I'll tell you guys, that's what Ralph is working on right now in secret, waiting to throw down.
Oh, crap.
So, I know when we botched the live stream last week, we did talk about what the next trick on Ralph's list was, but we're not going to do that this time. We're gonna let it salivate in people's. We're gonna let it marinate. So instead, I'm gonna ask you a surprise bonus question.
Okay.
What gear do you like to use? Is there anything specific that you use that you say, you know what, this is reliable? If I had, you know, found $5,000 on the ground today, this is what I would buy. You know?
Okay. Let's see here. Well, the radio, I love my, for the longest, I was a Spectrum flyer. The real reason behind that was when I got into drones with my kiddo. I started seeing pretty quickly I was needing a radio for each little drone. So I was like, you know what, we gotta figure this out. I've seen people with these radios bigger, and supposedly you can bind like other stuff to it, rather than just one drone. So sure enough, doing some research on YouTube, came across Tyrannus, came across Spectrum. Okay, so those seem the ones to be getting the most talk, at least while I was seeing at the time. Again, this 7 years ago.
There weren't very many options out there at that time. There was like three.
Exactly. And taking a drive to Houston to a hobby town, and we're gonna pick up one and two. I wanted to get Tyrannus, but it was going to be based on what they have available. So we get there, of course, they're sold out Tyrannus. They got Spectrum. Okay, well, Spectrum radio it is. So for like the last basically 7 years, out flying Spectrum. I didn't start flying anything else until maybe 6 months ago, maybe. I think maybe a little bit longer.
Wow.
Yeah, the ERS, that's pretty damn recent. That's within the last year that I moved into that. So I went from Spectrum to that. Wow. So I took a jump. And I noticed a big difference immediately once I got to Express RS. Like, this was especially a better radio too. So my radio, Express RS. I'm still flying fat goggles, still flying analog because you know it's so readily available and cheap, and you break it, whatever, $20, 19, whatever, cheap. I do want to get into HD, and I had my hopes and dreams that would be here like basically right now, but there is a job we're counting on at the shop that wasn't going to happen after all. Like, man, the overtime's not there now. Crap, and I have my got everything calculated. With the overtime we're expecting, yes, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna go ahead and get it.
Had the list made out, a spreadsheet. Yeah, I've been there. I spend money on it. I'll admit to that.
So I need to wait a little bit longer before I get into that HD stuff.
Funny thing is, as far as like right now, it's almost cheaper to go HD. You know, if you had nothing as a new pilot coming into the hobby, it's almost cheaper to buy into HD than it is to go analog now.
Yeah, and I can totally see it, because that's definitely where we're at this point. We still have the option, and I think we're going to have an option for a good long while, but that's definitely where FPV's at. So most people, when they start, are going to start there. So eventually I'm going to get into it. I'm just slow. Take my time. I just come with this, man. There's nothing wrong with it. We'll keep chopping this old ball around.
Run with
until it falls apart. Then I'll go ahead and get the beamer.
You run with what you got until it breaks. You know, if things, you know, it's when people ask me, have you tried this? Have you tried that? I said, no, dude, because You know, and there's nothing wrong with that, but what I have hasn't failed yet.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
So,
want to
yeah.
go spend $125 to go try the next, you know, that motors or video system or whatever. If I don't need to, you know, but yeah, rest
exactly,
assured,
yeah.
as soon as I burn a motor or two, I will, you know.
Oh yeah. That's the excuse right there. It's like you're just waiting to break enough stuff. Like, okay, let's get it now. Because obviously I need it, so I need something. So might as well get a better one, right?
Well, you don't go backwards, you know. You always trade up.
Nah.
You don't go backwards. No.
Yeah, exactly. But so radio goggles. So that's as far as the quad. So that specific my skateboard drone, my skate quad. It's an old. Let me grab I know I got some plates, bottom plates. Yeah. So it's this old 210 single bottom plate, 3 mil. And it has like a 1.5 mil top plate, and just that's it. And you get the side plates for the camera, and that's it.
That's what gives it the.
So I had this idea for so long, and it took me forever to finally go ahead and just pull the trigger and just buy a couple extra frames and do it. It was stacked bottom plates, where it's 6 mil plate and stacked top plate, because that was the worst pet peeve. Was like, because they should have put one more assist in off the back, because that was the weak point. It always breaks, because I top mount my battery, so it always breaks at that back stand where a back mount should be at.
Yeah, to support.
So anyway. Yeah, so second bottom plate, so I turned that to a 3 to a 6. The top plate, I tripled that and turned that from 1.5 to a 4.5. So I wanted to make a tank, because I bet I could spend like $40-$50 to make, you know, a pretty, to stack it and see if it works. If it's too much vibration, that's probably not the way to do it. It works fine. Yeah, it works fine. Yeah, and so it's like, okay.
Did you glue them or anything, or did you you just put them together?
I thought about that. Yeah, just put them together like we would normally. But what I did was I did take super glue. Once everything was put together, it just kind of coat the edges. One just toughened the outside impact a little bit, and that's and kind of seal it up. You know, if it was going to do anything, maybe I kind of help stop it. I don't know.
You didn't use any of that
doing that
frame dampening vibration isolation grease that Dennis recommended?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Not at all. I mean, again, skateboarding, I'm pretty raw at times, so I probably just didn't care.
Yeah, you raw dog it. You raw dog it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right. So anyway, that and taking old props, like cutting the blades off, and just stacking them on it, making skids out of that crap. Because it's just the prop material, man, that stuff skids so good.
Polycarb is super slippery.
It's so nice.
I used to use my broken props for ESC covers, and I would tape them on top of my single ESCs.
Exactly. And that's what this quad's running that I have. Single ESCs that I have on top and tape down.
You know,
so
funny thing about props is that they are super slippery. They're almost completely indestructible unless you hit a damn tree. One soft tree made of mostly water and props, bam, goodbye. You know, but if you
or there's the one other enemy, cold weather.
That's true.
The props get brittle, and then every winter, or these cold seasons gets, I forget that, and next time I'm breaking props. Like, how am I never just break a prop? I mean, he always bends or tears a little bit. Never just like all three broke off from the hub. Like, oh, it's cold. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
I've heard people say that. I've heard, we don't have cold weather in California. Our cold weather is like 50, 40.
Oh, man. There's times I'll get in the car at night. I'll go flying at night sometimes. I'll get in the car. I used to do it in the summer. Then I started doing it at night. Actually, I did during the night. It moved to summer. Anyway. Night gets really cold, but you gotta go fly. I want to go fly. So, Razdan. So I gotta throw a little shot to Razdan. Team Maniac. So he came up with something pretty damn cool. He came up with a LiPo buddy. So basically, this insulator, you take your lipo, throw it inside this insulator,
I've seen
put it on
those.
your quad. It fucking works, man. For real, it fucking works. It's badass. So I start geeking out, man. Seriously, the whole like, okay, components. I've always known components when you can cool them down, they run super good. But the problem with drones, lipos, nope, they run like shit when it's cold. So if you can insulate your battery, but get your electronics cooled down, you got a good scenario going on here if you can work with that. So once he did that, it's like, holy shit, man, you just opened up a door. This is in my eyes, you know, like you can get way longer flights now. Oh man, it's great. And like the motors are fucking, they're cold as shit.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
they're
just hot, wet hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're super happy. I mean, everything's beautiful. So like, yeah, the Lipo Buddy, best thing ever.
Nice.
So I'll go fly from the car, sit all nice and toasty warm in the car, put the drone on the top of the hood or roof and just send it. Go from there. Yeah, it always sucks when you have to get out of the car to go fish it or something, but you know, try not to.
Yeah. That's always the plan, is we try not to, but it's never usually the case. Let me ask you,
Right.
do you use a special night camera when you fly at night, or what camera do you use when you fly?
So, as far as nighttime, I really haven't ran into too many problems with Bimless at night, except for like this early. Well, I have the 6S build, and I have a. Oh goodness, what is it? It's a Rencam Phoenix Special Edition 2. But it comes with like this glare hood cover that goes around the lens itself. You can take it off, and I think it's interchangeable with another different camera that they make. But it was like $25. So I'm like, oh, sure, why not? I mean, and I was looking at specs and had good nighttime. It was actually meant to have good nighttime. So I was like, well, I've never actually had a good camera specifically to handle nighttime. Everything I had seems to work okay. So I got that camera's great for nighttime. So I have that one. Then I have some like not front cams, what are these? Fox-ear cameras. An Arrow. I think it could be an Arrow, older camera.
Mhm.
But again, it was cheap at the time, so I went and got some extra ones to go ahead and have them. It seems to handle nighttime pretty okay. But the one that I've seen on my escape drone, that's a Rencam. Oh man, I don't think it's a special edition, but it may be. I think it's more like a racing camera, but it seems to handle nighttime pretty okay. So yeah, pretty much what seems to be good or what I can afford.
Yeah, looks good to me.
Right.
I'll be honest though, when I flew analog, like my first 3 years of FPV, let's say 2.5 years, when I started, I flew analog. The most expensive camera that I ever bought was probably like $28. And like that was like, oh, you got a premium. You got the Rotor Riot Silver Run Cam, that had got that on a quad upstairs. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I got that. It was like $27.99, and I was like, I'm gonna splurge because this is my third drone, and I'm gonna go. Now that I know drones, I'm pretty good.
Right.
This is my third one I built in a row. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the good stuff. So I remember telling myself it's okay to splurge with the Rotor Riot Edition Run Cam and the Hobby Wing. It's okay to and man, yeah, that build was like $275, total. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a job for this guy, and that's gonna pay for, and I'm gonna do a job for this lady, and that's I wish my builds were so cheap these days,
Right. Well, I mean, my 6S build's pretty darn cheap because most of it was free. A bit of that was my prize pack from last year's Rookie Rewards for Best Nighttime Rip. So that was, I got a big oily rig, some Maniac twine motors. I already had a flight stack. I had to order a couple of, I had to get a camera for it, and of course 6S packs. But yeah, that thing, I love that thing. And with your help with RPM filtering, teaching me something new on that too. Oh, it's creamy, man. It's creamy.
Nice. We like to hear.
So I kind of see what you mean, because that's another thing I like about skateboarding, like especially with that kid Andy Anderson, because he's like the embodiment of skateboarding. He doesn't just do like a certain discipline of it; he does it all.
He sees
something
different that you do, you know.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Once
Because he can freestyle, street, and transition skate, and he can even put that all together in one run. It's just nuts.
When I was like 21, 22, I had a buddy of mine that lived down the street. We'll just say his name was Dave Mobley, and he was into music production. You know, like out of all of us that we were like, oh, we're gonna make techno, you know, or we're gonna make rock and roll, or we're gonna play heavy metal for our career. Like, he legit is a music producer now, you know, and works for the studios, and like has his own business doing like sound design and special effects. Like, I've got like 3 of his albums that like were released, you know, like legit records. But this dude, he used to go to this place called CalArts, California Arts Institute of Los Angeles. Tim Burton went there. A lot of famous musicians, animators, directors went there. But Tim Burton was one of the most notable alumni. But when he was going there, it's over by Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia, California, which is about 30 miles from my house. So instead of living on campus, this dude would come back and forth every day after class, you know, and he would tell us, you know, every Thursday night we have a big party on campus, and the campus is open after like 6 o'clock, and we have what they call art openings in the main hall. And
sweet.
Every Thursday, one of the departments from one of the divisions, if you're, you know, the people that sew the fucking costumes, or the people that do visual art and make sculptures, or people that do performance art, every Thursday somebody had the hall, and they could display their art or perform their art. And really, that was code to the parents for, we're going to let your kids do whatever the fuck they want in the hall for like 6 hours with no supervision, you know? And if they want to drink, they're going to bring in kegs. We don't care. We don't have any adult supervision there. But it's display your art to your peers. So every Thursday, we'd go to CalArts to party, you know, because we could drink alcohol and do drugs on campus, you know, at night, and walk around. And they had a basement where they let you do graffiti, you know, in the basement.
Oh, right.
As long as you didn't use aerosol cans, you could paint with brushes, because the air filtration for the whole campus was in the basement, and the fumes would get in there.
That makes sense.
If you roll it, if you brush it, you can stay there all night and paint whatever you want. You do, you know, whatever. I saw some, you know, a couple times down there. But one day we went up there one Thursday night for an art opening, and it was this musical performance, like probably 10 or 15 dudes that made their own weird music instruments. And it was like, you know, we're into the freaked out frequencies, you know, and I'm into that, you know, because I like that. I like that kind of thing. I like things that sound like machines breaking. But I saw this guy, to touch on Andy Anderson, and he had an electric guitar with 3 strings. And he had taken like a piece of wool ribbon that you would like knit a sweater, and he threaded it like through the strings, and he was like dental flossing it back and forth to make friction and to make a tone like that. And like he was just like just pushing, like not like trying to play the guitar, but just pushing a note just to make a tone, and using effects to just make it reverb and delay and echo. And I thought, like, in the second that I saw that, I thought, like, this dude is not trying to use the guitar the way everyone sees the guitar. He sees this thing that I and a million other people say, oh, play it like that. He sees this as such a complete different instrument, such a different device to make noise. And he's not thinking, I want to make music. He's just saying, this is a tool to make noise. And the way that Andy Anderson approaches skateboarding is not like, hey, here's what I've seen people do with skateboards before. But, it's like half of that. And here's what I think is possible with this tool,
Right.
And that's more than, here's what I've seen people do, and here I'm going to try and top this. But, it's like, you see different possibilities because you don't see it as a skateboard. That to me is Andy Anderson. And it's like when Jimi Hendrix played guitar with distortion for the first time and shocked the world, people were like, how did you think to make this noise with that? Because no one's doing that with a guitar. And it changed rock and roll.
Right.
It changed music. And Andy Anderson is changing skateboarding in the same way that Rodney Mullen changed skateboarding, and took us, away from riding, I don't want to say, because even those guys that I think were funny riders in the 60s and the 70s added something to the sport, if they didn't do the stupid stuff before Dogtown, if they didn't do stupid stuff before Del Mar, I wouldn't have been influenced by those guys that wanted to blow that out of the water.
Right. Dogtown. That was a group right there, man.
You taking something and you're just seeing it in a different way, because they approached it as surfers. They didn't approach it as, hey, white kids with skateboards standing with their feet side by side. I can say that as a white kid and a white person. It's not about race.
I always listen. I was just upright skating and getting like, and not just like just start like touching. That was another thing, touching. Like you're touching the ground with your hands, like you're feeling your environment and being part of it. That they brought that with it too.
Yeah, it made it very tactile, and you are an extension of your environment.
Yeah,
it's your own part. It's all part of your flow, and it's like your environment is part of your style. You know what I mean? And it's like, if your style stinks, then you're stinking up the spot. And if the spot stinks,
right,
then the spot's stinking up your style, and you got to get out of there. You got to go somewhere that's more conducive to your flow of energy, for real. But
right,
all of those guys were total inspirations, and if not inspirations to me, to the people again that inspired me, because they were like 15 years, before my time. Like I grew up like idolizing guys that idolized Tony Alva, Yeah,
same here. When I came up, it was like the late part of the 80s. So it was like Pal Peralta, Santa Cruz. That was the main vision. That was the companies I knew of.
Yeah, it took
Gullwing trucks, tracker trucks.
Gullwing, Tracker, Independent. Yep. Gordon and Smith. GNS,
yeah.
Yeah, I had an older neighbor that lived across the street. He was probably 7 or 8 years older than me, Chris Vargas. And, he was, like the cool kid on my street because he was older, and he was into BMX and skateboards. And he kind of taught me, like, here's how you push and here's how you kick turn. Like he kind of got me into it. But I remember one day, like, going over to his house, and he showed me like a skate video. And it was before the Bones Brigade. It was a Powell Peralta video. Pretty sure it was shot by George Powell. And it mainly, I remember it just being Stacy Peralta, like in the 70s, when he was a real young kid with like super long straight hair.
Yeah.
The scene that stuck out to me was an overhead shot of Stacy doing a 360, a two-wheel, and it was like 12 spins in a row, and his hair just went out in a perfect, and it was like visually, like that was one of those things that to me, like I saw it, and it was like it had everything, like the balance of composition, the balance of color, the music, the motion. Like even if you pause the video, because we had videos back then, You know, we had cassettes.
Yeah.
You paused and you could just see the motion in the scene,
Mhm.
even as it was stopped. Like, that was one of the things to me that was like, skateboarding can be beautiful and it can be an artistic expression, and it doesn't have to
Yeah.
be aggressive. You know, it doesn't have to be hard all the time, you know, because like I had
Mhm.
not seen like all the skateboarding I had seen up until then from like my neighbor's Thrasher magazines and like him and his buddies was hardcore punk rock skateboards, you know, because they were
Mhm.
kind of punks, you know. And I
Mhm.
saw Stacy and I was like, wow, you know, like I had not seen Rodney Mullen or like freestylers yet, but I was like, this dude, like he rides like a surfer, like he's got a little
Mhm.
finesse, you know, like. And I remember telling
Mhm.
my neighbor like, wow. And he's like, oh, you like that? He's like, check out Rodney Mullen. This guy invented all
Ah,
of the tricks that we do
man.
now. He's like, he does
Yeah.
freestyle. He's like, he doesn't ride like a surfer. And I was like, what's freestyle? Like, don't you guys do freestyle when you do like ollies and, you know, off the curb? And like, I didn't know that like freestyle was different than like
Mhm.
street, you know, or like we didn't differentiate street skating and freestyle and ramp skating back then, because we had ramp skating and you would skate on the street to the next ramp or your buddy's house, but like the nerdy
Mhm.
guys were doing freestyle, you know, like that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Captain Kazi in the chat, when people ask me what
Ah, hey, what's
freestyle
up?
is, I say it's like skating in the air. Captain Kazi, what's up, my
Yeah.
G? What's up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell people it's like skateboarding in the air, or like you're driving your own roller coaster in the air, for sure, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lie, I went a couple weeks ago with my cousin to Six Flags Magic Mountain, and we went at night
Mhm.
during the Halloween time, and I went on like 2 of the roller coasters. I was scared shitless, dude. I have no shame. Captain Kazi. Dude, yeah, I have no shame. I am 46 years old. I am scared of falling off high things now. The older I get, the
Yeah.
more scared I get. Dude, I was ready to poop in my pants. If it had not been
Yeah,
nighttime,
I'm afraid of.
if it had not been
Yeah, I'm
nighttime, dude,
myself.
yeah, I would
Mhm.
I would have asked them, "Hey, before we take off, I want to get the fuck off." I was scared. Thank God it was nighttime.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I have a fear of heights. Like I did it to myself when I was like 18, 19. I got on top of the roof of a church, walked out to like the point of it, and then looked down, froze up. And I don't think it took me that long to really take a few steps back, but in my head, it felt like it took an eternity. But after I backed up and got down, I just haven't been the same sense with height. So physically, if I'm high up, I'm like, ooh, okay. But I can fly, no problem. But when I tell people that and they ask you, but you fly, I'm like, yeah, but I know my body's gonna
I know I'm
stand
on the
sitting where
ground.
it may be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm on the ground. My head's in the air, but I'm on the ground, so we're good.
I'm okay, like, in a plane, I'm cool. I'm cool there, but if I get near the edge of something that I think I could fall from, like, oh,
You
dude,
can, yeah.
pocket full of pee, man, pocket full of pee. Yeah. And when I was young, I had no problem, dude. I go on the roof of the second story of my house and go to the edge and look over.
Mhm.
You know, I remember one time jumping off the first story roof of my house. But
Yeah, I remember Loki did the same nonsense. Yeah.
now, dude, I go 3 steps up a ladder and I'm like, dude, what
Ooh, yeah,
can I cable onto? Yeah. Dude, Captain Kazi in the chat uses, did you ever fly that roller coaster? No, I did not go out to State Line yet. I want to. I still want to. I still want to.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Between, I don't know, I'm sure you guys, you know, Ralph, and I'm sure everybody else out there knows, but between California, between LA and Vegas, there's what we call State Line, where the State Line, you know, splits California and
Mhm.
Nevada. And just on the Nevada
Mhm.
side of the State Line, there's casinos where you can, you know, gamble. Because for years you couldn't
Mhm.
gamble at all in California. You had to go to Nevada, you know, so we'd
Right.
make the
Mhm.
6-hour run to Vegas. But if you didn't want to drive 6 hours, you had casinos right at State Line. You drove like 4 hours. Well, at one of those casinos that recently closed down, Buffalo Bills, they had a roller coaster. So after the place closed down, the roller coaster is still standing, and a bunch of dudes, went out there and ripped it. And Captain Kazi in the chat says the resort and casino is open again, so it's full of cars. So that means I have to go with Tiny Whoop and be ninja style.
Yeah.
But no, in all honesty, it means I missed my chance. So.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like ripping over stuff where it's like you're gonna damage people's property, even if you're unknowingly. I don't want to take risks like that give the hobby a bad name. You can.
Yeah,
that's cool. You can. Don't judge. But I don't. If I say, hey, it looks like this can be safe. There's nobody here now. That's another story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's another story. Yeah.
But for the most part, I don't like to, even if nobody's gonna find out, even if you don't post it, I don't like, to fly in areas where potentially I would give the hobby a bad name. I don't want to be that guy on the news. I don't want to be the poster boy for why we need remote ID. Yeah. So let me ask you, Ralph, before we get into some of your videos, I want to talk to you about Team HellFire. I know we talked about it last week. I got an itch. I had an itch on the bottom of my foot. It was not anywhere X-rated. I know because you guys can't see what's down there. But no, I wanna ask you about Team HellFire, and I was hoping you could let everybody out here know what Team HellFire is and what they're all about. And if anybody doesn't know, Ralph got me into Team HellFire.
Mm-hmm.
So
what is Team Fire? Team Fire is a group of rad-ass dudes. What it is. So Demon's FPV. I just commend him with everything because when he brought me into it. So in my eyes, he's Demon Lord of Hellfire. It's
sure.
his brainchild. But yeah, it's a group of dudes who just love to fly, get together, and just under a common brotherhood and just the love and passion of it. So there's no like sponsorship or anything like that. We have some merchandise. Like some of us we pitch in. So we have somebody made the logo for us. We have a group in Australia, a shop that sells some shirts and hoodies and stuff with our logo on it. So it's awesome to be on a team that we have shirts that you can buy. That's kind of rad.
There's merch.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's not, again, it's not sponsored, but it's even that we have merch. I mean, that's like, pretty cool. So
what I tell people is like it's like self-sponsored.
Yeah, exactly. Self-sponsored. Yeah, again, skating. Like go back. Self, you do it on your own. You gotta get up and go for it. Make it happen. So,
like I grew up, like making your own punk rock flyers and recording your own records in your buddy's garage and making your own demos. Self-produced, it's like what we are is just it's like self-promoting. Just a bunch of dudes. Some of us freestyle, some of us race, some of us are cinematic. Like we're all different disciplines, and we just push each other to be better. At whatever we do. An international collective, is of pilots.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then we have the international tip that we got too, because we got the Aussies and we got the us, and it's fantastic, dude. It's really cool. And with me being like a Gen X kid, even though I should be fully acclimated to technology at this point, it still trips my mind because I'm still that when I grew up, you had your neighborhood crew. So that was socializing for me, But now it's different. Now you just go online and go onto a chat group and like, hey, what you doing, fuckers? You know, you just kind of go from there.
Your
And,
local
next
crew
thing you know,
is the group that you're in now. It's your Facebook group.
yeah, exactly. So it's amazing to me, even though it probably shouldn't be, but maybe I'm just easily amused, but it just seems kind of rad. It's like, wow, man, this right now they're this time, and it's dark over there, and they're ahead of me. This is awesome. This is really cool. They're not like down the street. No, they're somewhere way far away.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, so International
literally
Collective.
half a world away, but within milliseconds you can communicate. With the technology.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. So that a lot of hellacious, fun. Whenever we can, or we get the wall here for our butts, like post some little devilish things on the group, just good devil fun, kind of stuff. So it's cool. Like every now and again, I throw stuff on my videos, a little funny. I used a thing from South Park once with their Satan in there. I thought it was kind of funny stuff, and little Nikki. So yeah, just having fun with it. It's cool. It's cool to have something you can play around with, and and other guys like, hey, yeah, it's cool, and like they throw in like something in there mixed too. So
yeah, it's just
and the fact that we got racers, I love that fact that we have racers because I'll watch some other stuff, and I dabble a little bit in racing because I want to learn. I want to be as well rounded that at least in my interpretation of it, at least for myself. Because I just knew there's something about cornering and be able to like these like hairpin turns that they could do. Like I'm like, how did you turn that without drilling?
You track so well.
I don't. Yeah, like how do you do that? I don't understand because in the beginning I'm thinking about drift, and now I'm like, how do I stay tight? How do I hug that hole that you just hugged? And start listening to like when they come on throttle, like dude, okay, and start seeing how I can apply that to freestyle, and lo and behold, I'll watch something without really, because in the moment you don't know what you're really doing sometimes.
Yeah.
Until after you see it later on, play back. Oh, yeah. I didn't know I was doing that. Put throttle in at that point. Wow, that makes sense. Okay. I just felt like there's something about what racers can do can lend to freestyle, and I thought there's stuff from freestyle that could lend to racing. So I dabbled in that for a little bit, and I love the fact that we got the racers, so I can kind of watch their doing. It's like, so how do you do that? Okay, all right, I'll remember that and we'll go out next time and see when I come around somewhere try that real quick.
It's so different than what I do, and like some of those assumptions that you make as a racer. Like from dealing with other racers and like how to read the line and when to get on throttle. Like as a freestyle pilot, it would take me a lot longer to pick up on some of those things because I'm used to tossing a ball and I'm not used to shooting a gun,
Yeah.
I'm used to chucking it to you. I'm not used to sending it to you in a Ferrari,
Exactly.
and it's a mentality, it's a mindset, it's a mental shift, because you're thinking like instead of 2-3 seconds ahead or one trick ahead, racers are thinking 2 or 3 gates ahead, and having to manage the throttle like that.
Yeah, because I had a buddy here that we were racing with, and so we would talk about it, and in YouTube I would see that, and like okay, you see the gate coming, but just get lined up for that. Okay, once you're lined up, don't look at that gate anymore. Start looking at the next gate because you already got the line up. Just keep. Just
you're gonna hit it or miss it at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like okay, and so that was a weird, trippy thing at first. Like, not look at that gate coming at me like you would normally for freestyle. You're looking at what's coming at you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look past it, and like that was full weird.
Yeah.
But then I start seeing how. In freestyle, you can start looking. You can do this trick, and you start looking. Oh, hey, there's this thing, and you just start spotting it. So stuff like that.
You start to craft the line, and it's like, well, if I can do that, I can flip back, and while I'm going, I can see that hole, and I can, and it's you start to apply those mental techniques to your freestyle, and it's subconscious because once you know, you can't unknow,
Right. True. But HellFire is a lot of fun, man. I always say thank you so much demons for
Yeah.
reaching out to me and wanting me to be on the team, because that was just so awesome that somebody's like, hey, they saw something in me, say, I want you on the team, man. For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. When somebody sees something that you're doing, and reaches out to you, even if it's just a, hey, I like what you did there, even if it's just that, or I like the way that you use the music, in your videos, or I like, whatever. And I also fly at places like this, or whatever. If
Right.
when somebody reaches out to you and says, that did something for me, that makes you feel good.
Mhm.
That totally makes you
Right.
feel good when somebody reaches out and says, I see something in you that I think is special, that I think will inspire others.
Mhm.
I think you're doing something different that nobody in my group, or my circle is doing. That makes you feel extra special, you know? So that to
Right.
me is
Mhm.
like, that's like, whoa, it's like, well, me? Oh, wow, Why, thank you. I'll keep doing what I'm doing, and I'll do it better
Right.
because if you like that, I got some tricks up
Yeah,
my
let me
sleeve.
show you this.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Yeah, pretty much.
it takes one of those, like I was telling my buddy the other day, diehard FPV, when we were flying, it takes that one time that you reach out to somebody, or that one time that somebody randomly just reaches out to you and says, hey, I like that. That makes you feel good. And that
Yeah.
sparks a communication between you. And that can develop into a friendship, just like it did with us, and just like it did with
Mhm.
everybody that I'm friends with in FPV today, local and foreign. It all started with either them reaching out to me, or me reaching out to them saying, I like what you do. How did you do this? Or I
Right.
have a question about that, or keep doing this. I'm looking forward to more. Or whatever. That's how you build relationships and friendships. And the more you can reach out to people, the more it's going to come back to you and brighten your day.
Mhm.
With good
Mhm.
news of, hey, I like you too. That's why I asked you. Do you like chocolate? Yeah. Everybody fucking likes chocolate, but it's like, it's like, I'm into that. You're into that. You like colors. I like colors. It's like we have something now. We have something that
Right.
it's like, the more you can do that with people, and the more people do that with you, the more it comes back to you. Because
Mhm.
you know
Very true. I've seen that.
the more
Yes,
you
I've seen that.
give in this hobby and in life in general, the more you give with no expectation of return, I've seen, the
Mhm.
more you get back, with no
Mhm.
expectation of having anything. So Team HellFire,
Exactly. Yeah.
I to me is just such a nice bunch of nasty, supportive guys. Dirty,
Yeah, we
dirty.
talk a lot of shit in the ship right yeah, in
Yeah,
the
yeah, we
chat
do,
group. We talk a lot of shit.
and that's okay. That's okay, because you have a place. You have a place for that, and it's
Mhm.
inclusive and non-judgmental, and none of us are cops.
Damn.
Probably the best part about what I know from what I've seen in the chat. Yeah. We're all going to jail.
Yeah.
If somebody's undercover. We're all going. You're not, but we're all, the rest of us are.
Oh, damn.
So what do we have? 2 more videos of yours to go through. If you want to go through Tiffany Park Splash and bring the Hellfire.
Okay.
Wipe to the right. Oh, yeah. I like watching the wipe effect cut over. So I know for you, Ralph, there's going to be a couple of seconds of delay. So
Mhm.
I mean, you kind of know what's going on because you flew the video, but I'm just going to start it, and I'm going to mute it almost all the way down. And if you just kind of want to explain to people like what was going through your head maybe as you were flying, or like if you do a particular trick,
Okay.
that you're like, I wanted you guys to see this video because of this trick, or you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully this won't be too much of a letdown. Actually, it's the first part probably a little bit of a letdown, but the last part is what makes it great. So this is the special video for me. So I was going through my GoPro, just seeing like how full my SD card was going to fly, and I just wanted to clear it out in case I had too much junk on. And then I came across this Tiffany Park, and I was like, oh, I forgot, I flew this spot. Yeah. Flew, I don't know, a good handful of packs, I guess. I met with some RC guys here in town. So went out there, and there is this spot that is basically it's like a splash pad for the kiddies during the summer.
Mhm.
And it squirts out water.
Turn the waterworks
it
on.
wasn't. Yeah, but at this point it wasn't season for it, so it was turned off. So anyway, I decided, you know what, cool, let's rip it. You know, I haven't ripped this thing. Let's just have some fun with it. Let's just go in and out of it. And
Nobody here? We're gonna send it.
Point where, yeah, I think it's a point where I'm starting to make some like these. I can't skateboard. I know skateboard. I have these weird moments where I make progressions and then I'll plateau. And then so I make another progression and plateau. So this was kind of like what was going on. I was making some progression. But anyway, I posted this thing. This was last year, just after around Thanksgiving time, I think it was. And this is when Demons. So the first part, I would say, let down. Like, yeah, there's nothing special. This is just some video footage I found on my flash card, and I decided to use it rather than delete. So that's the letdown part. The good part was this is the video that Demons had made some comments about, and then he ended up reaching out and asking me to be on Team HellFire. So that is actually my anniversary is fixing to come up here fairly soon. I think officially he announced on Facebook it was December 27th. That was on the team. Me and Brett. I believe, yeah, at the same time as me and him. So that's coming here shortly. So I need to start thinking about some point, maybe doing a little special something or other. I haven't really put much thought into it, so I guess I need to. But yeah, this one to me, because every time I look at this video, it's like, yeah, this is the one that Demons liked, and to me, in my head, my world, yeah, he liked this one, and he reached out to me because of this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. That's cool, dude. That's the one. That's the one that, you know, like,
that's the one.
Made you feel like I'm in there. I'm going places now.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
And I guess now if I think about it, how kind of cool it really is, it's like, yeah, this was going to be a throwaway. I wasn't going to post this. I was clearing out a card, and I just happened to come across this. And say, you know what? I haven't posted something in about a week or so. Let me post this. Screw it. Let's put some music on it, edit a little bit, and throw it up there.
A lot of times, those ones that you think are trash are the fire, you know, because you're like, oh, I didn't connect this, and I didn't connect, and we're so critical of ourselves of what we didn't do right. You know, we're not looking at like the things that we did do right, you know, and it's like I had some good tricks in there. I had some good flow, you know. Okay, I didn't connect everything it's okay, you know, it's okay to not be 100% all the time, but you know, we should not take ourselves so critical. But yeah, a lot of the ones that we think like, oh, that's not a keeper, you know, those are gold, you know, those are gold. They don't all have to be platinum, you know. That's gold. Gold is okay. Silver is pretty good too, and bronze, you know what, you can use bronze to make crappier gold, so that's okay too.
Crappier gold.
It doesn't have to be 24 karat, you know. It can be 18. It can be 18 too. Okay, there we go. Let's pause that guy. Hang on. Pause. And we have one more video. Let me pull it up. Bring the Hellfire. Go full screen. I like your beginning animation, and I like the little ding.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was just playing around with stuff. And
Larsko in the chat said that we had a little echo. But I think I fixed it
Oh,
because
really?
he says the echo's gone now. So thank you for
Oh,
that.
okay,
Thank you,
okay.
Larsko. Thank you for looking out.
Thank
That's
you.
my G
Yes,
right
thank you,
there.
please.
Always
Okay,
looking
and now I'm
out.
starting to. No, it's a delay. So now I'm seeing what we're talking about here. Yeah. So the little animation that was Demons had sent me that. I love that thing, and like I'll play with it a little bit, and then like the little guy, the goggles. That's the older. Like we have a badass new logo now, dude. It's fucking awesome. But so again, skateboarding. Secretly, I just want to make skate videos, man. My drone videos. But I have my moments where I tend to be, I guess, more lazier than I need to be. I'm trying to get better at it, and put more time into it. If we're gonna cook something, let's make it tasty.
Yeah.
Doesn't always have to be. Doesn't always have to be a fast food burger, or some shit
Exactly.
like that. So.
Exactly. Sometimes treat yourself. Treat yourself right.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
the extra
Exactly.
instead of just doing 60%. Do 75. That's
right. So basically, that's what this was. That's what this is. It's like, okay, I had this thing planned. Like I didn't have like specifically every little. No, I just had spots planned out. So okay, this is gonna be. We're gonna do this in one day, which that's probably already being ambitious right there. I think I flew 4 or 5 spots in this video. I did it in a Saturday because I wanted to make a skate video. Because skate videos, they're not just this. The video doesn't take. Well, it can. I've seen them, but usually, whoever's part it is, it's not just at this one spot. It's a collage of over time, and then here's my part that I put together. Here's all the stuff I've learned since the last time I've done this.
Yep. We rode together for a week, and here's all the spots that we hit, and here's everything I did cool.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I wanted to do. I want for my first official, I'm on the Team HellFire, was to make a skate video.
Nice.
so I flew, like I said, 4 or 5 spots and took them and just edited everything to come on the spot now. I can't remember the damn name.
I like all these church steeples, dude. There's so many gaps there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? That's like right by my house too.
Nice.
I don't fly there a whole lot because again, it's the same thing. I gotta look at the cars. Like, okay, how many cars? Where are the cars at? And there's too many. Or they're in the wrong spots. Like, no.
Churches are real hard because they always have school during the week, and they have stuff going on Saturdays and the evenings, and it's like if you see it when it's empty, it's like you hit that for 30 minutes and get it while the getting's good.
Exactly.
Oh, right over the cross on the steeple. Yeah.
Because I remember because this is not the first time I've flown a spot. I had another one where the whole video was specifically that spot, and I did that loop. It wasn't as close as that one, but I remember Demons, and this was before I was on the team. He was fucking with me. He was playing the demon part, man, all the way. He goes, "Oh, yeah, it's pretty good, except for all them crosses." And I started laughing. I was like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot. You're a demon, so you don't like the crosses."
Yeah.
And then when I flew this again next time, somebody had pointed. I was like, "Damn, you got kind of close." I was like, "Yeah, I kind of did, huh?" Like, I could have eaten shit so easy on that because it's a blind loop. I mean, you just gotta like, well, either I'm above it or I'm going towards it, or hopefully I'm at the side of it, And you don't know until you flip out of it enough to where you can see it and start tracking it. And sure enough, it's like, oh wow, it's right there. Okay, we made over it. Okay, we're good. Just keep going. Let's keep going. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making that one because like, yes, I get to make my skate video now. But the thing is, it's kind of like, an addiction. You never satisfy. Like, I want to make another skate video then. I want to do, like, I secretly, well, we talked about it.
How do I top myself? And how do I top, if I can do this, how can I do that? Yeah.
We
talked about some
with
things.
The skate style. And see what skate style goes to, and because I would like to do something kind of like a Mullen thing. That'd be kind of cool.
I think
day one Mullen thing.
I think without dropping the cat out of the box, without opening Pandora's, you know what I'm saying, without opening the box and letting the cat out of the barrel. What are you saying? The next thing that we're gonna see, the next jaw drop trick that we're gonna see from RAF is the one, like I said before,
Okay.
the one thing that if you asked any skateboarder that's seen people fly drones, what's the one trick you think you could not do with a drone that you could do on a skateboard? That's what we're going to see from RAF in the next couple months. And I kind of have a feeling we'll see it in the next couple of weeks. I kind of think the way that this guy goes out and just rips packs and just, you know, when he sets his mind to it,
You got to remind me which one it was again, because I'm like, which one was it? I gotta go check my list now. Like,
I know he's playing coy right now. I know, but he knows. And when you guys see what he's working on, you're just gonna, like me, like, what? You're trying what? Like, when he told me what he was trying to do, I was like, holy shit! Oh, what? But yeah, when you guys see when he does it, not only am I gonna, but I'm gonna shit and blow my head at the same time. I'm gonna explode from both sides. No, it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be real fire, and that, you know, that's the nice thing about having a support group, is that, hey, what do you think about this? You know, what do you think about? Oh, I think that's fucking dumb. I think that's stupid. Oh, guess what? I'm gonna go do it now. What? You know, or dude, there's no way, dude, you could do that. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do it. You know, what do you think about? Oh, dude, that'd be sick. Well, okay, I'm gonna go do it. Either way, you're gonna go do it. You know, but you're gonna do it to prove somebody wrong, or you're gonna do it to say, yeah, that was freaking sick, and I did it. I did it
Possible.
first.
Yeah.
I did it first. You know, now you guys take it and run with it, and go be inspired.
Mhm.
You know, that's the nice thing about bouncing ideas back and forth off of each other, and having a sounding board and a support group, you know, is because you come up with things, and you are inspired in conversation and not just visually by watching other pilots. So yeah, we're looking forward to a lot of cool stuff from Ralph. And I'm super happy that you joined me for the live stream. I'm super happy that everybody else tuned in. I'm glad we had a working live stream this time. We had some chats come in.
Yes.
So before we go, is there anything that you want to add? Is there anything that you want to talk about? Is there anything that you want to, you know, touch on, promote, recommend? You know, now is your time. If you want to say dirty words for a minute or two, you're more than welcome. I don't judge.
Boobies.
Yeah, I like those. I like those because after this, after you, if you have any final thoughts, I'm going to ask you to let everybody know where they can follow and support you. I have all of Ralph's links.
See. Okay.
If you want to follow and support, we'll just do that now, and we'll let you wrap up with the final thoughts and the closing goodbyes. But if you guys want to follow and support Ralph, I have his links in the description down below in the YouTube live stream description. You have his link for all of his social medias, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Instagram, you know, OnlyFans, all the good stuff. You know, so that if people don't want to read, because I know people never click the down. They always want to go down, but they never click down and read. Yeah. So if you want to know, if you want to let people know, where can they find you on the social medias?
Social media. So, Facebook. You know, I never looked myself up, so hopefully I get this right. I think it's Rafael Nieto the third. I think it's on Facebook. How you find me? On YouTube, it's a weird one. It's Rafael in parentheses RAF FPV. I did it that way because if you just go on YouTube and search RAF FPV, there's like 3 of us. But I'm the most active one of all of us, so the name is mine. I don't care.
You want if you guys don't click the link in the description, you want the one that looks like the Nintendo symbol. That's our Ralph.
Yeah. Yeah. And then on Instagram, it's rnieto3. And when you click on that, you'll start seeing a bunch of drone stuff. So yeah, that's the right one. And of course, you'll come across the entertainment logo and stuff. So Yeah,
Mhm.
you'll see it.
And again, everybody, yeah, all of
But
those
that's
links,
where I'm at. I was on
they're in the
TikTok for a minute.
description below. Yeah. No more TikTok. I don't TikTok.
No more TikTok. It's just too much to juggle. Just too much, like the Instagram, the Facebook, and YouTube. For me, that's enough for right now to handle. So we're good with that.
Yeah, that and a full-time job is plenty, huh?
Full time, and then as soon as like there's no responsibility, don't have to do anything. Okay, let's go fly, or we're charging batteries.
Yep.
That's the main thing. Okay, do I take my battery? Damn, I should have brought my batteries to work. I could be charging right here, right now while I'm here, and then like get out and just go straight out.
Almost seems like wasted time when you don't do that, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, all right, man. Well, do you have any
Thanks.
thoughts, final thoughts?
Keep flying, and keep flying, man. This hobby is awesome. Like, you get people into it. I mean, it's cool, especially once you get somebody in the goggles. Like, ooh, they see moving pictures, and they actually get a feeling like they feel it for themselves.
Yeah.
That gets magical, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it really is.
Because now they're immersed, and it's like, oh, this is what you see when you do this. This is the experience that you have, and that turns so many people on to FPV that are predisposed to dislike us because we're spying on them or we're invading their privacy. It's like, once you see what we're doing and you see that we're not doing any of those things that, for the most part that you thought we were doing, you realize like we're skateboarding in the air, dude. We're riding a roller coaster that is an imaginary roller coaster, we're it's like
Exactly.
we're trying to see things in a different perspective, and we're trying to express ourselves artistically. We're not trying to, look at boobs, but once they see and they have that experience and they're immersed, then they're like, hey, come do this more. How do I do this? Where do I watch, where do I watch more people do this? And then you made some fans and you made some friends,
Right. I wasn't trying to. I'm saying I like.
Everybody likes movies. Everyone does.
That'd be kind of hard. That'd be kind of hard, actually. If you stop and really think about it, if you're trying to like spy on boobs with a drone, that's kind of hard. One, you're gonna hear it because you gotta get close to be worth, doing.
Yeah, but it's like the people that are not drone people. What you see in the movies and what you think like, oh, you have the telephoto zoom lens like they have from the fucking space. We don't have any of that, dude. We don't have any of that.
No, none of that shit. No, none of that shit, dude.
When I'm chasing my buddy John, I can barely see his drone when it's 20 feet in front of me, and he's got bright green props. There is no way we're seeing chest bumpers. There's no way.
Exactly. No way.
No, I wish I had the telephoto, but no, we're not. We're not.
Right. But yeah, other than that, thanks to you for having me on. I mean, for the invite. That's awesome. Sweet.
Oh, it's my pleasure, man. It's my pleasure. Again, thanks for being here. It's my first live stream where I interviewed somebody, and I haven't been doing sim play, so this is kind of cool. I did one with that guy Fly, where I was on the other side. I was the interviewee.
Yeah.
So, to be the interviewer, it's a little change of pace. It was kind of fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. I hope everybody out there in YouTube land enjoyed it. And if you didn't enjoy it, too bad, because we're done now. It's all over. And if you didn't like it, you don't have to sit through it anymore. And if you did like it, come back next time, and we'll do it again. And if you did like it, please hit the subscribe and the like button, the obligatory like and subscribe statement. I'm not going to ask anyone to smash anything, but if you enjoyed this, if you like hanging out, if you like having a good time, please consider liking and subscribing not only to my channel, but to Ralph, RAF FPV, Ralph Nieto. Again, my man, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being such a good guest. And we're gonna close it out now, and we will see you guys in YouTube land again real soon.
Good night, guys.
Awesome. Okay, so stream should be stopped now. Let me just make sure. Let me go into my channel.